Oh.
Oh, Mother and Grandfather are still here.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's xdeadlysmoorex here, and welcome back to part 91 of our Treasure Cold Steel Let's Play. In the last episode, we finally performed our concert in front of, in front of all of Thor's and like the people that turn up for the festival. But before that, we had a surprise visit from Angelica, purple dress and all. And yeah, and then after that, we apparently got top votes as the best attraction in for the festival, which was cool. And now we're just going to the after party, where Principal Van Dyke will be giving us some very unsettling news. So yeah, let's get into it.
My dad too, and my brother, though I can't imagine why.
Knowing Rufus, it's probably employed to embarrass you in some way, Eustace.
Elliot, Crow. I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for us.
You mean for the concert?
What brought that on? You got so serious there, I was getting kind of scared.
It's just that our performance today never would have been possible without the two of you guiding it along. I wanted to make sure that you knew how much I appreciate you doing that.
Damn, man. Is making people feel awkward a hobby of yours or something?
Aw, it's no big deal. Besides, it was a real team effort. Everyone played a part. I mean, look at you. You were a fountain of good advice through this whole thing. And honestly, I should be the one thanking everyone.
Huh?
You all helped me rediscover just how much music means to me. Because it's not just about performing by myself. It's about performing together, playing off each other's strengths to make something wonderful. So I should be the one thanking you. This never would have happened if I didn't come to this academy.
Elliot.
Holy hell, are you guys trying to see who can make me cringe the hardest?
Elliot, my boy! Your father's arms are ready and waiting for you to leap into them!
I love Elliot's dad. I think I've said this before when we first saw him. He's not the most complex character or anything like that, or that I've seen anyway. He might be more complex in the other games. But he's just so overbearing towards Elliot, it's quite funny.
Does he always have to say that stuff so loudly? Sorry, I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, later. This year's festival's been a blast. I'm kinda hoping we can do the same thing next year, too. Though, who knows if Class 7 is even going to exist next year. Crow?
Oh, yeah. Generally, people stay in the same class from their first day to their graduation, but Class 7's basically one giant exception to everything the school's ever done, so who knows?
I guess that has its pluses and its minuses. But no matter what, it's not going to be the same. We won't have you.
If I manage to graduate, at least. Barring any nasty surprises, I'll be in Class 7 till the end of the month. Which means our time as classmates is almost up.
Now that you mention it, yeah. We'll have to see if we can throw you a farewell party around the end of the month then. Can't let you off easy.
Come on, it's no big deal. Trust me, you're still gonna see more than enough of me next year.
Oh, definitely. Definitely we're going to see a lot of you.
Sure, I'll have moved out of the dorms, but I'll be sure to stop by once a week to steal some of Sharon's cooking.
You better. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to have to call you Mr. Armbrust or anything after you graduate, am I? I mean, we've spent so much time together that treating you like a proper adult just wouldn't feel right.
Of course not. And if I ever catch you calling me Mr. Armbrust again, I'm gonna smack you. Oh, yeah. Guess it's about time I gave you this back.
Isn't this... I completely forgot about it. You've done so much for me since then. Saving Elise, helping with the concert. Compared to all that, 50 Mira is nothing.
The feeling's mutual. Besides, I never return the mirror that I borrow. Makes that coin extra special. So go on, take it.
Oh, by the way, you know there was interest on this, right? How much do you suppose you really owe me after half a year?
Oh man, what kind of racket are you running here anyway? I thought you were supposed to be a good kid.
Well, there's this one second year who's taught me a thing or two about making money.
Oh, sorry for that, Mike Rumble, guys. Adding it to you.
To be honest, it feels kind of lonely to think that everything between us is completely settled and done with. So, what do you say? You still owe me?
I swear, the things I do for love. All right, you'll get your stupid interest someday. Maybe.
Alphen, I am drawn to the party before us like a moth to a flame, like a starving man to a banquet, like beauty to me. What say you we grace the dancers with the gift of our company?
It's as though you read my mind.
Come now, don't waste your time watching. It's time to dance.
No need to worry about formalities tonight. Let's all relax, enjoy ourselves, and maybe let a few secrets slip.
Allow me, Sharon, before every red-blooded boy in this school lines up for a chance.
It would be my honor.
Madam Chairman, might I have this dance?
Of course. Given that our former partners left the dance all too soon, we seem to make for an appropriate pair.
I suppose you're right.
Instructor, I cannot thank you enough for all you've done for my daughter. I can, however, ask you for the pleasure of this dance.
Really? Ooh, he's just my type, too.
Something tells me Sarah's going to try and get with Laura's dad.
Oh, just talking to myself.
Well, I'll be dancing with all my little kittens by the end of the night. But I suppose I can let you take the first dance.
Well, I don't mind. But seeing you in that dress is enough to make any guy feel intimidated.
Poor George.
They waste no time, do they?
It's no surprise that my grandfather made a beeline for Sharon, but I never expected to see Mother dancing.
In some ways, it seems as though they're younger than we are.
I know I commented it on Elliot's outfit during the concert, but the cuffs of like Thor's uniforms are like really big.
Looks like everyone's having fun, though. Shall we join them?
You've given me more than enough of your time already today. Between showing me around and your incredible concert, you must be exhausted. And besides, I'm sure there's someone else you'd rather dance with here. Why not ask them instead?
Someone else. Laura.
I knew it. So, I have a potential sister-in-law now, do I?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still, maybe you're right. Maybe I will go ask her. I do feel kind of bad leaving you here on your own, though.
I'm fine, really.
That's his protective older brother instincts kicking in.
Besides, if you spend all this time worrying about me, the music will be over by the time you ask.
Well, okay.
He's such an idiot. Oh, Elise. Your Highness? The generally accepted strategy here would be to keep his eyes on you, not push him toward another girl's tender embrace. If you were to only gather the courage to ask him, I'm certain that he would be more than accommodating. It's fine. I'm fine, honestly.
Laura?
Oh, Reen. Perfect timing. Would you like to dance?
Huh?
My father and instructor Sarah make for rather impressive dancing partners. Watching them makes me want to go up and dance myself.
To be honest, I came over here ready to ask you the same thing.
Oh?
Still, since the guy traditionally asks the girl, I might as well. Would you like to dance with me?
I'd be delighted.
Whew, that was exhausting.
Well, I didn't imagine either of us would have much energy left over after our performance. Still, that didn't keep dancing with you from being a lot of fun. I don't get the chance to dance very often, especially at big events like this.
My family's the same way. We might be nobles, but we're not exactly a common sight at high society gatherings.
And there's kind of a good reason for that. I mean, good reason. There is a reason for why Reen's dad doesn't go to like all the big noble like gatherings and stuff. Gets explained in the next game.
I suppose this was a new experience for the both of us then.
I think a lot of stuff gets like that that we experience like in the closing moments or stuff that gets told to us in like this game in the first one. Some of it gets more explained in like 2.
Attending this academy has given me the chance to see sides of myself that I didn't even know existed.
Same here.
When I first enrolled in this academy, I wanted nothing more than to improve my swordsmanship. But when I arrived, I met people whose values differed wildly from my own. People like you and Fee. That allowed me to see the world in ways I never considered. To see myself in ways I never considered. Thanks to you and our other classmates, I've gained far more than combat training. And I am truly grateful.
You're making me blush. I feel the same way, though.
How so?
Jesus, Laura's neck snapped there quickly. That's gonna give you some whiplash, girl.
At least you had something in mind when you enrolled. My decision to come here was half-hearted at best, but I know now that it was the right choice. If I hadn't joined this academy, I never would have met you or any of our other classmates.
Reen.
Besides, you and I have something even closer than our other classmates. We're both followers of the way of the sword, and we keep pushing each other beyond our limits. I'm grateful for that.
As am I. And I suppose that's enough for now.
Uh-huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. I'm glad that the two of us have another year to train alongside each other.
Likewise.
That's what you think.
After that, I went back to see Elise, but by then, that memorable evening was approaching its end.
Oh, it's still going to be memorable, Reem, but for a completely different reason.
Reen? Elise?
Captain Claire!
Claire?
Or Winter Schnee, as I like to call her.
Good evening, Captain. You must be exhausted.
Well, it's not as though I performed on stage in front of an auditorium full of people or anything. I really enjoyed your concert, by the way. That's the kind of thing that makes me proud to be an alumnus.
Wait, what? You're a student here?
That's right. I was part of the Academy's 216th graduating class. And since you'll be part of its 221st, I suppose that makes me 5 years your senior.
I had no idea.
Thanks for saving me for doing the maths there, Claire.
Why didn't you mention it until just now?
Given that we only ever met while you were on your field studies, it didn't seem pertinent. Besides, once people graduate, they tend to leave their ties to their school behind, especially here at Thor's.
Because it's a military academy?
Exactly. Roughly 40% of the graduates here go on to join the military. Not always the same branch or even the same army. About 30% join the Imperial Army, and 10% go to a provincial force. Students who are best friends one day might find themselves enemies the next.
Reen.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill your happy mood like this.
So, say like, the stuff that happens in this game, say that doesn't happen, right? Would Reen, considering he's a noble, would he join the Imperial Army, or would he join a provincial army? Let me know down in the comments, like, if, like, none of the stuff that happens, like, at the end of this game, or, like, in 2 and 3, if Reen was just to join an army, would he join the Imperial Army or the Provincial Army? Let me know, because I'm curious.
But I'm sure you're well aware of what may lie ahead.
Because if you guys want my opinion on it, I'd say he'd join, because Reen's not Reen is a noble, but I think, as he said to Laura, he's not like, their family isn't like big noble. He's not a member of the Four Great Houses, and even then, his family isn't like a big name in the isn't a big name in the what do you call it? The noble scene or whatever. So I'd probably see him joining the Imperial Army if anything else. But I'm curious to what you guys think
that
of
we're
that.
Teetering on the brink of an era of upheaval.
Do something to drink.
I'm aware.
Does this have something to do with the issues in Crossbell I've been hearing about?
Yes, amongst other things. It seems as though everyone on the continent is ready to go to war with everyone else. But that's why it's so important that we're able to stand strong no matter what happens. Though, judging by how well Class 7 has performed on their field studies, I'm sure you'll all be fine in that regard. Here's hoping that I get the chance to help you out again sometime.
Oh, trust me, you do.
Even if I'll have to be careful not to draw the ire of that instructor of yours while I'm doing so.
I'm just glad to know that you have her back. Thank you for that.
Kinda, excuse me, kinda hard when Instructor Sarah doesn't like Sharon, but that's kind of... I can see why she doesn't like Sharon because of who Sharon is, and then I can understand why she doesn't like Captain Claire because of who Claire's allegiance is tied to.
You're quite well. Please, excuse me a moment. Yes, Revelt speaking. Mm-hmm. What?
What's going on?
And you're certain of this? Understood. I'll return at once. Yes, I will escort them back to Valflame Palace myself. I'm afraid I have to excuse myself.
Big shit just went down. Big shit just went down.
I'm really sorry, Elise. My brothers requested that we return to Heimdall right away, but as we're going back by car, I thought I'd offer you a ride home. But...
Elise, I think you should go back with them for now. I'll call you later to make sure you're okay.
Well, all right.
Sorry to drop this on you so quickly, Reen. I'm sure someone from the Academy will fill you in shortly.
Fill me in? On what?
If you'll excuse us.
Don't worry. We'll be sure to get Elise back to the Academy safely.
Fucking hell, Irina's scarf's magically floating. It's like Yugi's cape in, Capture Monsters Coliseum.
Reen!
If you guys remember that game. Let me know if you remember that game.
Does anyone have any idea what's going on?
If I can let's play it for you guys, I probably will. I love that game.
I'm afraid not. I've never seen Father behave like that before.
My mother's the same way. She got a message of some kind and just changed.
Ditto my father. I think it was someone from Heimdall who got in touch with him.
One thing is certain. Something terrible has happened.
My dad turned pale and was gone before I could ask what happened. It sounded like he received a report from Instructor Neidhart, though.
Hold on. Neidhart's supposed to be... He was at Gorelia Fortress with the 4th Armored Division on some sort of mission, right?
Speaking of which, has anyone seen Toa or Instructor Sarah?
I have, they're over there.
Students and visitors, I cannot thank you enough for your attendance today. I hereby proclaim the 127th Thor's Military Academy Festival complete. But I am afraid I must announce this with a heavy heart, as we have just received word from the Imperial Government that this evening, Gorelia Fortress, which rests on the eastern border of the Empire, has been destroyed. No, destruction is an inadequate word. An unknown weapon has erased the fortress in its entirety from existence.
Yeah. That's the big news.
I would ask that all of our guests, from that region or otherwise, please try to remain calm.
Yep, that was the big news that we get. Gorelia Fortress is gone. Completely and utterly gone. I think we see a picture of it in a minute or something. We might do. Yeah. In the days that follow, tension gripped the nation like never before. Yeah, that's what's left of Gorelia Fortress. That's it. that giant hole, that's all that's left of it. Both railway guns gone. A massive chunk of it is completely gone. A photo of the gaping chasm left where Gorelia Fortress once stood made the Imperial Chronicle's front page. And the sight of the aftermath was enough to fill the citizens with a sense of inescapable dread. All the while, unconfirmed reports that several armoured divisions had attempted to invade Crossbell had begun to spread, and in every one of those reports the message was the same. They'd been repelled almost effortlessly. Ereboni was starting to feel the effects of the IBC's asset freeze too, and things didn't look good for the economy. As things stood, it was only a matter of time before we faced a spike in corporate bankruptcies and recorded unemployment. Faced with this crisis, the Imperial government and the officers of Heimdall began working to remedy the situation. Rumours were also spreading that Erebonia's long-time enemy, the Kalvar Republic, had thrown its weight behind Crossbell. And with the fortress that once served the safeguard of the Empire gone, many speculated that an invasion was only a matter of time. Yeah. Big shit's happening.
I can't take this anymore!
This, like, Chapter 7, I said it when it started, now that I think more about it, I actually think Chapter 7 is probably my favourite. It leads on to the next game perfectly, and it also like, the first part is like the academy and it's all fun, and then like, yeah, you think, oh, it's going to end fantastically, and I won't say what's going to happen, because if you haven't played it, I won't say, but well, I'll get to it when we get to it. But like the second half of Chapter 4, like post academy, it just kicks you in the nuts so hard, like so many times.
Where is she? Homeroom was supposed to start ages ago.
The music perfectly is perfect for the situation, because it's like,
I'm not surprised she's late.
The music itself is like deep and like foreboding, and you get a sense like, oh shit, something big's gonna happen, like, or something big has just happened with Gorelia Fortress, but something bigger may even happen now. I love it.
The instructors are probably all busy trying to figure out what to do.
That seems more than likely. This morning's meeting has already blown past its normal ending time.
It's still hard for me to believe all of this is really happening. Having been there, the idea that Gorelia Fortress just vanished is difficult to comprehend.
Not all of it, I heard. There are still some parts left and almost untouched. But Instructor Neidhart making it out of there alive was nothing short of a miracle, though.
Definitely.
Those huge railway guns were part of the section that's gone too. If I hadn't seen the pictures, it'd be kind of hard to believe.
What kind of weapon is even capable of doing something like that? I find myself doubtful that any human could create something so powerful.
We just don't know. All we do know is that it's impossible to make a weapon that powerful even with today's most advanced orbital technology.
And yet here we are, with just such a weapon in the hands of what's always been seen as a mere vassal state. The Imperial Army has their work cut out for them, I'll say that much.
I'm worried about what's going on in the capital, too. It sounds like there have been even more demonstrations going on there these past few days.
Down with Crossbell, they say. Point our guns towards the east.
Is there even any truth to those rumors that Calvard's planning an invasion?
Honestly, I'll say this. I'll give a tiny spoiler for Chosen Cold 3. We do go to Crossbell. Crossbell's a really nice place. So
I'm pretty sure it's all nonsense. But considering how there have been tensions between us and them for years, people are just more inclined to believe it.
Rumors are just that. We need to be careful not to be misled by half-truths and speculation. If possible, we should find out exactly what's happening for ourselves.
Yeah. Over the year, we've seen how things are across the Empire with our own eyes. And now's as good a time as any to put that knowledge to use.
Well said. We've had quite the education in getting to the truth behind all the headlines.
That seems to have been a running theme of most of our field studies.
Still, we seem to be missing two of our illustrious members.
Crow and Millium.
Well, there's nothing strange about Crow's habitual truancy. Or did he already transfer back to his original class?
No. He said he was going to be with us through the end of the month. As for Millium, though, I'm not sure.
You don't think it's something to do with the intelligence division, do you?
Well, she is an agent of theirs.
It's kind of easy to forget that, given how she usually is.
It does concern me that none of us have seen her.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, instructor.
Are we starting homeroom?
Not today, I'm afraid. All classes have been canceled. You can either stay here in the building and study until school's out, or go back to the dorm.
So wait.
Has something happened?
Not yet, but it will. Chancellor Osborne's going to be addressing the nation from Dreikel's Plaza at noon. It's set to be broadcast across the entire Empire.
A national address?
Sounds pretty serious.
And given the timing.
Indeed. It's not hard to imagine what's on his agenda.
Come on, guys. Straighten up. You're students of Thor's Military Academy, and that makes you all cadets. Whatever careers you choose, military or civilian, you need to know how to act decisively in an emergency. So right now, I don't want you to look away from what's happening in the world. I want you to face it straight.
Will do.
You're right. Now's not the time to lose heart.
As for Osborne's speech, apparently we'll be setting up radios in each classroom so the students can listen to the national address. So if you want to follow along, be sure to be back here by noon.
I suppose I might as well listen to it here then.
Same here. I don't even have a radio.
I do, but for something like this, I'd rather not listen to it alone.
Well then, we can all share in the joy of hearing the melodious voice of our esteemed Chancellor. Maybe I should haul in some beer and snacks. That's the only way I'll stay sane through the entire broadcast.
What should we do about Crow and Milliam, though? None of us have seen either of them all day.
Do you know where they are?
Can't say I do. Crow's practically made a career out of playing hooky, but I did see Milliam earlier this morning.
Oh, so she's still on campus?
At least that means she wasn't called away by the intelligence division.
I'd been thinking along those lines, but when I asked her, she just shrugged and said, "No news from the top!" I doubt she's wandered off too far.
Lies. I know exactly where she's gone.
Yes, but lest you forget, she excels at giving us the runaround.
At least it doesn't sound like she's in trouble. We're probably worried over nothing.
We'll just have to tell them we're meeting here at noon if we run into them before then.
Yeah, will do.
I guess everyone's going to check in with their clubs. Looks like I have some free time. Might as well see if I can track down Crow and Milliam. At least it sounds like Milliam is probably somewhere on campus. Crow, though? He could be anywhere. Probably best to check with Toa and George first. Maybe they know something.
And that's going to do it for part 92 of this Let's Play. So, for a recap, we went to the after party. Very nice, like a good atmosphere for the after party from what it seemed. We danced with Laura, and we had heart to heart with Laura as well. And then we got the massive bombshell dropped at our feet by Principal Van Dyke that the Guerrilla Fortress had been obliterated. And now we get the news like as we are now, that Crow and Milliam are nowhere to be seen today. So in the next episode, we're going to be tracking down Crow and Milliam and seeing if we can find them. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you are enjoying our Trails of Cold Steel Let's Play series, make sure to subscribe as well. Also, please be sure to check out my Persona 5 Royal Let's Play, where as of time of recording, we just finished Kamoshida's palace, beat his demon form thing, beat his ass, and now we just have to wait for him to confess his crimes and wait for that change of heart. Also, please be sure to check out my Monster Hunter World Let's Play series, where as of time of recording, me along with a special guest took down a Rathalos. It was a very interesting fight. We gave that Rathalos a thorough beating, and now we got to fight Diablos. Oh boy, is that going to be not fun for me, because this will be the first time I'll take it on solo, because I hate Diablos, but I'll explain more about why I don't like him when we fight him.
Right.
So yeah, if you guys are a fan of JRPGs, or just RPGs in general, make sure to subscribe as well, because hey, that's what I do here. I say this in every episode, I have a project in the work lined up, so when that drops, hopefully I can get it recorded for you guys and get those videos out for you. If not, I've got a few backup plans in mind, so don't worry, you boys got you. But with all that PSA out of the way, this is xdeadlysmoorex, and I shall see you guys next time.